Morning, guys. Thursday morning. We're supposed to get snowstorm tonight. Probably 4 inches. It's not a storm. It's a snowfall. No big deal. It's January in Northern Ontario. Come on, give me a break. Anyway, over the next couple of days, I want to get into the exhaust, get going on that. I'm going to start with the driver's side. It's a little more tricky than the passenger side because of the steering shaft. So, yeah, I want to get going on that. And before I even start that, though, I'm going to block sand the hood so I can get it out of my way. When the hood's, laying flat on a couple of sawhorses, it takes up a big chunk of space, and as usual, I need the working room. So I'm going to go ahead, block sand that, and stand it up, get it out of my way. So there's plenty to do, and it's about as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. So stick around, and we'll get right out of it. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is put a guide coat on. I've already done this side. I think you can tell the difference. A bit darker. So it's just like a light duster. I'm just using a cheap primer. Well, as cheap as it gets, I guess. Nothing's cheap anymore. Well, that's it for that can. It's done. Okay, I'm going to let that set up for a few minutes and then start blocking it. Okay, so for this, I'm going to be using 2 different blocks. For the flat surfaces, I'm going to use the long one. And for these little curvy spots here, I'll use this one. It's basically a cylinder. These are made out of foam, or hard foam, or rubber, I guess. So yeah, I'll show it for a couple of minutes, and then go to time lapse. So again, you want to go one way, and then the other way in an X pattern. So yeah. For this first one, I'm going with 120, and then we'll scale back to finer grit each time. Just I know I know quite a bit's got to come down, so being aggressive with it. block came apart. Okay, I guess I'll fix this up and then we'll go to time lapse. Okay, so this is done. Well, done this one shot, but it's not going to need much more. It's pretty damn good. It's a lot better than I thought it was. These are, that's your epoxy underneath, so these are high spots, but they're not crazy serious or anything like that. This was the worst spot of the bunch right here. Got down to the filler, but other than that, as far as low spots, no, we're in good shape. So I'm thinking this thing will probably be blocked one more time and should be done. So for now, I'm gonna take it, put it away, put it aside. I've got some other stuff I got to do, and with block sanding these things, it's probably a good idea to do a piece at a time. A piece a day, or 2 pieces or something. Because if you get on block sanding for days and days and days on end, it'll get to you. At least it gets to me. So maybe tomorrow I'll do a door, and so you're looking at an hour and a half, 2 hours each piece a day. That's not too bad. It's bearable. But when you just block sand constantly, after a while you just want to smash something with a hammer. So anyhow, yeah, so I'm gonna put this piece away. I got some other stuff to do, and then gonna get on the exhaust. Oh, good morning, guys. It's Friday morning. Made a big purchase yesterday afternoon. I went out and bought 2 Chevelles. So I'll show them to you now. There they are there. 2 snow Chevelles, one for each of my kids. And bought them because the old weatherman had it right yesterday. We got nailed. So yeah, they put in the good work, good use, and cleared the driveway this morning. So all good. Now I can get on the exhaust. I shoveled my own little pathway here. So yeah, into the garage we go. Get on the exhaust. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start with the left side first, driver's side. It's the most problematic, so save the easy side for later. Let's do the hard side first. And the reason it's difficult is you see that steering joint there and where the column is. So it's pretty much going to run. I'm going to move this hose. The steering shaft's pretty much going to run dead center of the manifold. So what I'm going to need to do is hug the block on this sucker. So we're going to shoot that way, almost right away, towards the block, down and around the shaft and out. So first thing I got to do is make a flange. So I have a gasket here, and Just took the gasket, traced it out. This is 1/4 inch plate, heavy duty. Take my hole saw, do the center holes first, and then cut out the rest and what have you. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I don't know how good my hole saw is. I do have another one. Hopefully it's one of them is sharp enough to cut through this. But yeah, it's definitely going to take some time. So once I get them cut out, we'll come back and show you what I got. Okay, so most of the hole saws I had were actually for wood. I did have a couple of metal ones, but they're dull as shit. I have a good set. Generally, the metal cutting ones are white in color, but I can't find them. So I ended up using a jigsaw to cut the center out. And of course, I broke all my blades. So I only got one of these done. But whatever, I only need one to start anyway. I also went upstairs and dragged down a bunch of pipe with bends in it. So I'm going to bolt that flange to the manifold, and we'll cut out some bendy parts and see if we can't get this block hugger deal going. So yeah, once I get the flange on there and I got some pipe figured out, I'll show you where I'm at. So before I went too far, I figured, you know, I'm going to stick the column in the hole and see what happens. And yeah, it's a serious problem. This isn't going to work. So to me, it looks like the hole for the steering column should be like down here. I mean, it's sitting right on the manifold. So that means this hole here will have to be filled in after. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly where this thing's going to go before I even go ahead with this. Yeah, what a disaster. Anyhow, okay, I'm going to try and figure out where this column should come out. And maybe reposition it and then get rolling back on the exhaust. So yeah, you never know, right, until you actually put things in place. So it looked kind of odd to me, and I was having a hard time visualizing how that steering shaft would go together, and obviously it's not in that position anyway. So I'll get on it and see what I come up with. Okay, much better. It may have to go up that way a little bit, like into the cab, but you know, that's close right there. It's not bad. I checked with my steering shaft, and I'm going to have room now for my exhaust. Like I said, I just got to shoot it into the block fairly quick. This column, you know, it could have been another couple of inches longer, I guess. I ordered a standard hot rod column, which is 30-inch, I believe. Probably could have went with a 32, but we'll make it work. It's all right. And, you know, so I kind of mocked up a wheel. Sorry about the light there. But, you know, we're not going to go with a wheel this big. Go with something a little bit smaller. You don't need that big of a wheel for with power steering. You know, big wheel's good on manual steering. Gives you leverage. But for power steering, don't really need it. And that'll give us a little bit more. You know, like I said, if this column comes out this way, it'll give us a little more clearance at the dash for the column to tilt, so that you can have some leg room between the seat and the wheel. So yeah, every time I think I'm done patching on this damn firewall, now I got another big hole to fill, but whatever. At least this problem is solved. So now I'll get going and finally maybe even weld a couple of pieces of pipe together. We'll see. All right, so this rod here basically represents the steering shaft. It's smaller in diameter, but gives me an idea of where I need to be. It's actually sitting right in the universal joint that's on the rack. So this pipe, I'm gonna try and reach around here so you can see it. It's two pieces of pipe I've kind of put together. It's going to fit something like that. So I've got about 1.25 inches of clearance. So I think I can go ahead and weld these two pieces together. And Yeah. And I could mark it on the flange and, you know, weld it to the flange, or tack it anyway. So that's where I'm at. And stuck right in there. Perfect. I'll probably raise the truck up to fit that. It'd be a lot easier to work up high. That's what I have a hoist for. Use the damn thing. Right? Right. Anyway, I'll weld these two little pieces together and we'll be right back. Well, I'll tell you guys, I can't win for losing today. This is brutal. I went to weld that together and I have no wire. I'm out, completely out. So I can't get any till tomorrow morning. So I'm kind of screwed for exhaust for today. Unbelievable. Well, at least I got my steering column relocated. But man, this thing fought me every inch of the freaking way. What a disaster. I hope things go better in the next one. Anyway, that's where I'm at. And yeah, I think I'm just going to sit down and have a freaking beer and the hell with this. Anyway, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Oh, geez. You know, sometimes things just don't go as planned. And today is one of them. You know, when you're messing around with old stuff and you're mixing and matching stuff, sometimes the obvious just doesn't pop out at you. You know, I should have caught that a long time ago. All I had to do was look down from the dash through the hole in the floor, and I would have been able to see that it's going to run right into the manifold. I mean, you didn't have to be a rocket scientist. So, you know, I should have caught that long time ago. My bad. But you know, you get all excited about getting things done, and then all of a sudden you realize something stupid like that. So anyway, the column's in the right spot now, so we're okay there. I guess it's off to Princess tomorrow and pick up a roll of wire. We'll see how much more money it is. I think a buddy of mine told me it's the same price as it was last year. So hopefully that was 45 bucks, I think. That's for an 11 pound roll, and that lasts a long time. It goes a long way. So yeah, we'll pick that up tomorrow, and I guess in the next video we'll really get going on the exhaust. Jesus. All I got done really was what? I block sanded the hood, I made an exhaust flange, and cut 2 pieces of pipe. Big deal. Man, progress. Yeah, right. Anyhow, things should go smoother in the next one. I've got my clearance issues solved, so it's just a matter of cutting and piecing some pipe together, and then once I get down low, it's just straight out the back to the mufflers. The other side is simple, easy peasy. It's just down and out. There's nothing in the way. So that should go pretty slick. And then once I get the exhaust done, well, I'm waiting. Well, I've got to order some parts for the engine. You know, basic plugs, wires, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get that in, and should be able to fire it up pretty soon. I've been saying that for a while, but you know, you got to get to a certain point before you can do that. And exhaust is important because you know, I said flames will shoot out of those exhaust ports, so we don't want that. So anyway, yeah, all good. New subscribers, thank you very much once again. And you know, if you've subscribed already, just tell your buddies and help spread the word. It's working. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. You know, geez, I think I've got about 70 videos on this truck. So if you're into these trucks, yeah, subscribe. I'm covering everything right from the very beginning, the day I brought it in. So everything is recorded and up there in the interweb. So yeah, you can follow along. And yeah, if nothing else, you know, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.